What's up out there? It is with great pleasure that I am able to bring you this video of Airships Lost Flotilla the day before release, which is going to be January 23rd, 2025. The developer reached out and asked if I was interested in checking the game out, and I am an absolute sucker for Vampire Survivor games, especially ones that innovate and do some cool things that I haven't seen in a long time. So, as mentioned, I get to bring you this. The developer reached out about 2 weeks ahead of it, so I've had the game for a couple of weeks at this, about a week at this point, because I'm recording this roughly 5 days before the actual launch, but I've had access to this for a while. I've been checking it out. I actually love this game. This is a phenomenal game. This is one of those, the best reasons to have the channel is to be able to bring games like this out and show them off. This is developed by David Stark, published by David Stark and MetaRoot. I believe this is going into full access, not early access, so there's no early access with this. It's full game, as far as I know. It will be released January 23rd, 2025. I do not have the pricing information. I probably should have asked, but I didn't. There is a demo currently available, but I believe I saw in their news feed that they are going to take that demo down. I don't know if it's coming back or not. I always like to have a demo to point at and say, hey, you can just go check the game out. So hopefully they bring it back if they take it down, or just leave it up, but it may not represent the final product. I know that since I've had my key for this and I've been playing, there's been multiple updates that have added a bunch of content. So I presume there's still going to be more patches before you actually get the game available to purchase, but there are no reviews on Steam because it is unreleased as of now. And there have been no performance issues that I've noticed at all. The game's played flawlessly. So let's dive into this. Last year, we took a look at a game called Sea of Survivors, which was a pirate-themed sailboat version of a Vampire Survivor style game. I'll link that video up above if you're interested in that. This is basically the airborne equivalent of that. That was all sea shanties and that kind of thing. This is all airships and stuff like that. In fact, as soon as I saw this, I thought, man, that looks exactly like, not exactly like Sea of Survivors, but it gave me a lot of Sea of Survivors vibes, but the airborne equivalent of it. Totally different developers and everything, but both projects are very exciting because they do some innovative things. So let's dive into what this game is. You're going to have the exit button up here. There is this Air Sailor's Manual, which we will get back to here in a bit. And then there's the standard settings menu. These are all the different screen options you get, which I'm actually covering a few up, but it goes up to like 4K or whatever, 3840 by 2160. I'm doing the 1440p. That's all I need. Then you've got different options for controllers and audio, things like that, different settings for whatever. You could restart Wave on Death. But anyway, there are different options in here for the game, language, things like that. There are keyboard controls. This is WASD controls. The thing I want to point out here, besides the Windows and screen resolution settings, I know people tend to ask about that. The one thing I want to point out here is the S button. I wasn't quite sure exactly what that did. So the controls are WASD. When we start the game, you're going to see a control dialog that pops up, and there's like a little toggle for the S. And I wasn't sure what that meant. So I actually had to go into the game and try it because I've pressed the key, but I didn't quite get what it did. It literally just toggles your movement on or off. So with the W key, you actually have control over whether you want to be going forward or not. There is no backup. So S is not backup. S is to toggle the engines always on. It took me until now to actually take a look at it because I've just been playing it and having fun. But I saw that pop up and I was like, you know what? I need to really sit down and figure out what that means. So when you start off, you're going to get a selection of various ships, and each ship has a number of, I'm covering the cruiser up down here. Can I get this over? Yeah, so we can look at the cruiser. I think that's the starting ship. A lot of these other ones you will actually unlock as you play the game, and I don't know what's gotten patched in, because I know when at various times I've seen other planes show up and other items show up, and then things go away. So they're probably tweaking the end user experience, but I've also unlocked things because there's a lot of stuff you can unlock as you play the game. So between them patching things in and me unlocking things, I'm not sure what the experience you're going to get. I don't know if I can reset my game at some point because I kind of wouldn't mind resetting it. But the cruiser, I believe, is the starting ship, and I think the battleship was also available. I may have had to unlock it, so don't quote me on that. There were a lot of things I had to unlock, and there may be only one ship that you start with, but I'm pretty sure it's the cruiser. The rest of these I know I've unlocked. Like the battleship gives you 4 cannons, which the battleship's kind of fun, but it's a little bit slow. Every one of these planes has very distinct feels to them. So like the cruiser, it's got decent speed, okay, decent hit points, I guess. Okay turn rate. It's a little bit slow. Actually, it's pretty fast compared to looking at this is only 65 degrees. The battleship is big health, a little bit of armor, worse speed and lower turn rate. You've got the aeroplane, which has 3 guns and some modules and some escort slots. We'll get into all that later. It's got, I think I've tried it. It's okay. The copter, this thing is omnidirectional. I kind of wanted this to be controlled like Sea of Survivors. I like the option of having the mouse right in front of the boat where you could move it around. However, the more I've played this, the more I understand why they selected WASD, because with things like this little copter, it gives you a different feel that I don't think you could have with the mouse controls necessarily. Maybe you could, but I'm assuming the mouse controls were not necessarily going to be as good of an implementation as WASD. Anyway, you've also got this science vessel. You've got this ironclad, which has got a little bit more armor and things like that. Exterminator, I don't think I've tried that yet. A corvette, a skybase, a gunboat, a ram, and then back to the cruiser. So we're going to take the cruiser. We're going to throw this on easy difficulty. And right out of the gate, there's the WASD controls. If I just hit S, it just moves. And then all I have to do is press A and D to maneuver. Like I said, you cannot go backwards, so you can only basically go left or right and forward. So you have to base your movement patterns around that. And as you collect scrap, this was something I wasn't quite sure of, but as you collect scrap, it'll pop up there in the upper left and you'll see that you have scrap and then money. I believe that scrap gets turned to money. So we've got 75. It's also used to repair your ship and things like that. So you pretty much go through here and just kill monsters off. Pretty simple, right? This is your standard Vampire Survivors thing. You don't get the option to fire the cannon fires for you, but you get to modify fire rates and things like that as you go through and drop that volume down a little bit as you develop your build. This is kind of the boring part. Okay, it's cool. You survived, you killed some enemies, you took some damage, that kind of thing. You click on that button and then you come over to here. This is where things get really interesting. So you can buy all kinds of different things. There are items in the form of weapons like the flak damage here or the flak gun. I can have up to 3 weapons. If I don't like a weapon, I can sell it and put a different weapon in its place. There's also modules, which I don't know all the ones that are modules. I think this is a module. So because it's got that grayed out square, that's how you can tell it's a module. This auxiliary rudder, this just gets added down here. And like the resilience, I think gets added down here, stuff like that. It depends on the symbol that you see. There are escorts, little ships you can get that will follow you around. And then there are these doctrines that come in with the form of a diamond. Those are, we didn't get a captain yet. I wonder where we get the captain selected. But anyway, doctrines are some additional bonuses you can get. Things cost money, which is, and I read this wrong the first time I looked at it because I think I had like 120 or something like, I don't remember. I think I had 92 and then like 102 XP or something like that. So it looked like 92,000. This is $92, comma 87 XP. So I didn't look at that quite the right way. And then converted 130 leftover scrap into 65 bucks. So the scrap you collect does get converted over. As your typical Vampire Survivors, they're going to drop stuff. You're going to pick it up. That becomes your money. That's also repair. So any scrap you use to repair your ship, you lose basically. Okay, let's go through this. The matches last 60 seconds. This isn't that 30-minute type thing that you get with Vampire Survivors, but you get 60 seconds to kill and loot as much as you can. There's a lot of variety in the ships, a lot of movement speed, health, shields, that kind of thing. Science vessels got shields on it, and I think you can get modules that have shields. There are different captains, which we will probably run into at some point. I'm surprised we haven't got there yet. I don't know when they come up though. Now that I think about it, I've seen that screen like once or twice. Maybe it's a different ship. Maybe I have to pick a specific ship that offers a captain. I'm not sure. I know it's been there. I don't know where it comes up though. Weapons. You'll notice that weapons have different damage, different reload times, different range. The flak guns are made more for close range. They do 2 damage. Explode radius is 140, so you get like this big AoE type effect. It's got a 0.4 second reload and a 500 range. So this is about the same range, but it fires off faster. What you don't quite notice at first, and there are upgrades you can get. So you can upgrade this cannon to heated shot cannons that set enemies on fire, or faster armor piercing that faster shots that pierce through an enemy. If we go ahead, I think we'll go ahead and buy the flak guns. I don't think there's a way of dragging these into a different slot either, unfortunately. I kind of wish you could pick where they go. It doesn't really matter all that much, but kind of wish you could. The thing that this doesn't say here about flak guns is that these can stun certain enemies. So because of the way it goes, there's actually effects that you can get, not only catching enemies on fire depending on the upgrade you've applied, but you can also stun them. So I thought that was pretty cool. So different weapons have different status effects, and there's all kind of different things. There's like a laser gun that has a pretty far range that's shooting stuff off the screen. There's swords and not swords, the little spinny circular saw looking things for up close and personal. There's rifles that do less damage but attack more often. There's a whole host of different weapons and things in here. And there's a lot of ways to unlock stuff too. We'll get into the area effects when we get into some of the later maps, but there are area effects, like you'll have wind that blows you off course. You'll also have clouds that obscure your vision but put out fires. So if you catch on fire, you can duck into a cloud if there is one. Not all maps have them. And then there's little stations that as you get further into the game, you'll see stations that provide localized things like more XP or no XP, but additional damage or something like that. I don't remember all of them off the top of my head, but there's also some that catch you on fire if you get stuck in there. Then there is the research. And the research is what really got me on this. So if you hit the escape key, for some reason they don't have a button up here. I wish they had a button somewhere on the screen here that took you to this, but you can go to this Air Sailor's Manual. Now, the first time I saw this, it was pretty empty. Now you're going to see that there's a lot of entries in here. That's because I've been filling it in. When you first get this, I think it just has the foreword. So it says, I have sought to collect a number of observations made during our expedition to the outer lands, taking also into account the works of various scholars. May it prove useful to sky captain sailors and future of men of science and scientists. Never got around to making an index. Any future reader will have to just use symbol references. Now, the first time I looked at this, I was like, okay, whatever. And there's a little button up here. You can go, you can click on things. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I had like one page, maybe the I don't know, one of these other ones, maybe What Now or something like that. I don't remember. But if you notice, there's also little page numbers. Yeah, I'm not covering this up. These are what you plug in over here to the page codes. So the cool thing is, and this is something I haven't seen like a secret decoder ring in video games for a very long time, been a while at least. I don't know the last one that had anything like this, but as you play the game, as you kill new monsters like these bees, you're going to get an entry into the book. It's got its own page number and everything like that. And that's cool. Okay, you're going to kill stuff. As you kill new monsters, it adds pages to the book. However, when you get further into this, you'll get these. You can research these in the background if you want. It'll tell you what day it's going to unlock. I don't know if you're going to research more than one at a time, but I don't know. We'll like it shows one, but you can go into all these and click on them. So I'm not sure how that works, but I think it's just one at a time. Anyway, as you unlock pages to this book, you will get new additional pages that have some things in here that may or may not apply. Like you'll get this little symbol over here or this little doodle off to the side. As you scroll through this book, you'll notice that it says figure 1 is petroleum engine and it's got that symbol there. Figure 2 is, fuel tank is also that. I presume those are pieces to an overall code that you're going to need to collect and use. Now, Flat Honey I've already unlocked, so that's telling you the page number that it's got. But when I kill 88 gigantic bees, it's going to unlock whatever this is. It may unlock a module. It may unlock another page that unlocks a module from this book. But it's very cool. There might be little hints stuck in the pages. I haven't totally gone through this, but this is one of the things like this here. It shows this other code. So you basically have to take a snapshot of that and then go to the code page and plug it in and see if it unlocks anything. And then like, here's another one. So I'm going to presume this is another code. Maybe I can plug that in as part of a combination of things. Here's another code you can plug in. You get the idea. There's little doodles all over the place. Like this just expands on the game in a lot of different ways. Don't know if there's anything on here. And some of this might just be background noise. Some like unused. Don't know what that means. Don't know. But as you get these new pages, you get like this. So there might be some other things with these wreckers. I noticed that somewhere up in here, if we go back to this, we'll go back to this for a second. There's little symbols that correspond to the different page number parts. And then somewhere in here is, well, here's like part of the page numbers. So like there's little clues and stuff that there's a little thing up here. You have to solve what some of this stuff means. And I presume like the Navy stuff, this page here is going to be part of a page number. This one's going to be the second page, probably the third page. And then as you unlock Navy stuff, it'll keep unlocking more bits of that. And then it unlocks. Here's those little symbols that translate over. So this is a very cool system. I love this. I think this is awesome. So in addition to all of the ship configuration that you can do here, there's the research book. And not only just researching and killing monsters and stuff, you don't just get pages from researching and killing monsters. You get pages from solving clues and things like that. There's also the trailer for this game is supposed to have a clue, and I haven't searched for it. I watched it on my phone, but it's too small to see. They said it's well hidden. They gave the timestamp. I just haven't pulled it up on my PC yet. But at any rate, they could slip other pages in future updates and add new modules and stuff. It's a very cool system. And that's what I thought was truly innovative about this. Not just all the modules and escorts and doctrine and stuff that you can get, but that manual. I just wish they had a button for it in here. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about before we dive into another round is the faction system. I didn't quite get what that was, and we'll dive into it when we get in there and actually start doing factions, but they provide different benefits as you play a run. It's not some overall faction management of the whole game. It's just while you're doing that run, you have to deal with factions. And they can ally with you and offer you additional ships and things like that, or give you some other benefits as you go, which we will see. So we have $42. We could do an aerial mine. I'm going to do that so I can add some more damage to this. I've actually never tried that. And then we have some XP. So I don't have enough XP to buy resilience, but maybe I want to hang on to that. So I'm going to lock it. Overloaded weapons. I'm not a fan of less fire rate, so I don't usually do these, but more damage and explosion damage per armor is kind of cool. You can lock these and you can actually spend XP to refresh this list. So if you've got some additional cash or some XP, you can see what you get here. Careful aim, less range, more damage. That's probably cool, but I've already got pretty low range to begin with. You can roll these a few times if you want to try and get other stuff. Less weapon upgrade cost for less accuracy, things like that. But I'm good. I'm going to go to the next wave. Here you get to actually choose where you're going to do your run. So you could do fungus, which this is a very hard fight. I'm sorry. No, we've got the choice between dragons and fungus, but you can look ahead and see where you're going. I don't see anything on here. Sometimes you'll get an option that says kill so many more of these and you get, kill 50 more cultist skybase for research. So sometimes the option will have, it'll tell you what you're doing as far as your research, that book goes. Dragons are very hard. You get weapons, upgrades, trainings, and escorts. I'm not sure exactly what that means. If that's the modules that come in or what. Sometimes you'll get, it doesn't say anything here. Sometimes it'll be an option that says your reward is going to be an engineer, or you're going to get, this is going to give you scrap value and +1 to wreckers, which is the reputation system. And sometimes I'm not seeing one here, more scrap value. And this one gives you 150 XP. I don't see anything. Sometimes they'll give you like an actual module. It'll give you a gun or something you can get for your ship. We're going to go with fungus. These are not very hard, so we'll go that route. We get plus 100% scrap value, which is going to give us more money eventually. Whatever weapons, modules, and upgrades are, we're going to travel there and do this. I'm going to press the S key and try to get used to that. So we're going to go and try to collect some things here. Oh, these are mines that I'm leaving down. The white dots are mines that I'm putting down. Red dots that look like that are enemy mines. You don't want to run into those, but sometimes it's hard not to. Put that volume down a little bit more. But you drop in mines every so often, enemies will get lured into it, and then you can just watch them die in the background. And of course, as you add scrap, you get more scrap, more money, basically. Clouds, this is not a usable cloud. Clouds can be the things that put your fires out and stuff like that, but I think the clouds that put fires out have like a little effect on them. So these are just plain clouds. I'm not seeing anything else in here. Took a little damage there. You do auto repair. There's a little yellow mark or line that's filling in underneath the red line. That is healing you. I think every time that cycles, you get healed. Okay, we get out of the match and we've got 114 bucks with 227 XP. I could try to upgrade these and save money. If I save a little bit more coin, I'll be able to upgrade some of this stuff, or I can grab modules. We could do the tentacle module, but I'd have to sell one of these off. This thing gives you 3 tentacles, which does some damage. And I guess these do damage. I thought there was some that did damage and picked up items, but these looked like they're just damage. We can do fire point. This is an actual module because it's got the square on there. So this is going to be a module for 50 bucks that increases our firefighting speed. We've got a training facility for 100 that gives 30% XP gain. I think I'm going to go ahead and buy that. Now, as far as XP goes, we've got 227. I'm going to go ahead and take this resilience, which gives us more HP. And that's all we can do aside from maybe refresh this once and see what it does. We can't afford the RAM. The RAM I would put in something that had a little bit more HP. I do want to save the Gatling gun. I think I'll swap out the cannon for the Gatling gun. Maybe. Those are kind of fun, but they're a little closer range. Scavenger hooks would be nice to have, so I'm going to hang on to those. Trader value, or trader, for increased scrap value, we'll grab that. And we'll go ahead and do the next wave. So we get a choice between sea urchins, sky urchins, and fungus. This is a little harder. You get an engineer reward out of it, so let's go ahead and try that. We'll see what that does. Go ahead and do our movement. Get that started. We'll start dropping mines. And this is the flow of the game. So as you kill stuff, I've already killed a lot of these fungus and everything, so I've already got a lot of this unlocked, unfortunately. But when you first start out, you'll start filling in that research manual, and as you kill these things, you'll get more pages into that book. And as you learn to survive more, again, with your Vampire Survivor style game, you're trying to find the optimal build and what's fun. The cool thing is there's a lot of different weapons in here, and you can tailor. You got control over different ships. Like you've got some with more HP, some with shields, some with more maneuverability, smaller ships, more guns, less guns, that kind of thing. So between the ships and the weapons and all the modules and everything you can attach, there's a lot of variety to this. And there's a lot of really cool things you can do with the ships. Plus, this only lasts, these matches or these rounds are only 60 seconds each, so it's not like Vampire Survivors where you have to sit for 30 minutes. I mean, you'll probably play this an overall total of 30 minutes, but each individual run is fairly quick, and then you're back out, and you can always just exit out to this and then come back. If you want to abandon the run, you can. I do like that it saves your progress as you go, so you can just pick up your run. If you have to stop for some reason, you can pick it up and come back and do something. So a lot of cool things with this. All right, let's see here. We can upgrade the training facility for 150 to get more XP. We could do an autoloader for the flak gun, which I think is what I want to do. We could do a cannon upgrade. We've only got money for one cannon one upgrade, which I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that. We don't have enough money left, but we've got some XP built up. Is there any kind? Oh, we get the engineer for free. So this is 10% repair speed and minus 10% weapon upgrade cost, which I should have caught that before I did this. But this is free, so we can just grab it, and it's going to throw it down here. Let's see here. Because we've got a bit of XP, I'm going to try to roll some. Yeah, we're not getting anything. The reload, well, we got Imperial cannons and heavy cannons. A lot of damage, decent range. I think I will save the Imperial cannons. They've got a long reload time, but a good range and a lot of damage compared to like the heavy cannon. I'm not seeing anything that is just XP only, and I'm burning XP the more times I float this. So I'll do a few refreshes on here, and then I'll go to the next wave. And we only get the choice of sky urchins at this point, which are these things. And now you're starting to see that flak cannon go off. And these things actually get stunned. I'm going to guess stuff like ships and things don't stun, but biological monsters and things do get stunned, because you'll see those pop up stun. Which there was like an arrow that came up. A mouse cursor. But at any rate, we're going to lace the ground with, or lace the skies with mines and just start blasting these things along. There are a number of rounds that you go through, and there is a final boss. Every once in a while, you will run into a boss fight along the way. I didn't realize you could actually look ahead on your maps. I just found that out as we were doing this video, but I usually just go from one map to the next and kind of just pick and choose. But you can actually set your route if you want, and figure out how you're going to get there and kind of plan your build, so to speak. I try to do things on the fly. Try to gather up as much of this as I can. Okay, we now have more options. There is boarding, which I have not been boarded yet, so I don't know what that means. Rapid repurposing. Wreckage picked up in the last 4 seconds gives you increased repair speed. I don't know that I want to deal with that at the moment. Trader gives you increased scrap value, so I think I want to buy that, which is going to... It gives you more money to play with, so I'm trying to play the long game with this. And we can get reduced scrap value, but increased repair speed. I don't think I want to mess with that. We'll go ahead and refresh, see if there's anything else. We've got enough money to buy the scavenger hook, so we'll go ahead and buy that. We could do this figurehead, which I just spent money and totally missed out on. I want to hang on to that. Big XP gain. It lets you buy more, basically, with the XP. Let's see. I think that's going to about do it. So we'll go over here. Now we get a choice between cultists, which if I kill more, I get some research increased, or I get more scrap value. I think I'm going to go do cultists. We'll travel over there. I want to get the research, do as much research as I can. And what I need to kill are those things there, those little quadcopter looking deals. That's taking some damage. My guns probably don't do a whole lot, I'm guessing. Because it stuns these things too. Some ships you cannot stun. I noticed that. I don't know which ones. It doesn't really tell you what effects there are. You just kind of find out as you play, and then you find out what effects or apply to what monsters. Like these apply here. I assume those are the stun effect would apply to dragons and stuff like that. Okay, here is this little thing that we're orbiting here that looks like an island. That thing, I don't know if you can tell, but it's got a red ring around it. That offers you it's a Peace Stella, immunity to catching fire, fear, stun, and vulnerability. So as long as you're in that aura effect, you won't have any of those effects applied to you. Some of those little island looking things or base looking things have like fire damage and stuff like that. Those are the area effect kind of things that you'll run into. Okay, let's see here. I always like munitions training because we bump up our damage. This is a doctrine. Now, this one gives you increased XP and increased fire rate, so you can absolutely bet that I'm going to take that. We don't have $200, so I can't buy this skyboat, but this is armed with a deck gun. I can actually lock it. It will go over here under the escort pile. There are some modules that allow you to have additional escorts, so you can have like 3 or 4 sometimes, depending on how many escorts the ship you select offers. But we've also got some upgrades. Well, we've got some cash where we can do some upgrades. I think I want to do faster reload. We'll upgrade the mine. That way I'm reloading faster. I should have took that figurehead now that I'm looking at it. It's fine. We'll go. I don't have enough for that. Next one, that other option there. We have to do clockwork cubes, gather samples for a mad scientist. This is where the reputation system starts coming in. So we're going to gain 1 reputation for the mad scientist. And all we have to do is survive this. Nope. Press the S key. Dump a bunch of mines out. Let's see here. These things, those are little circular saw looking deals. You don't want them getting near you. But those, and the other thing that this doesn't do a terribly good job of is identifying what the actual ships are. I think the ones with the circular saws are the ones that we need to be focusing on, but I am not exactly sure because there's no way to tell whether it's the ones with the saws or without is the ones that I need to shoot. I kind of wish they had, I don't know, like a little, I suppose it tells you in the research book. Probably just go to the research book. That's probably the place to go look. Oh. Those things that shoot catch you on fire, and that would be where I need to make sure that I have the ability to put my fires out. This thing here, increased reload speed, no XP gain. So you can shoot really fast if you want to, like around that little island thing. Need to kill some more stuff. Did not make enough money to do anything. Well, we could upgrade the cannon, I suppose. I would like, there's an acid spitter. This is something I unlocked. That's 400. I don't have the money for it. We could do the figurehead. We'll go ahead and add that. And we could do the munitions. We can also do lightened load, which reduces our HP, but gives faster speed and turn speed. I don't know if I want to mess with that. E-ammunition, I think I'll lock and hang on to. You know what? We'll refresh this once. No, I'm not seeing anything I actually want to try to use. I thought I locked... Didn't I lock the one cannon? Apparently not. Anyway, next wave. We get to choose between pirates, which give us a reputation with wreckers. You'll see that I have a reputation screen up here. As you build your reputation up, they'll start giving you escorts to run with and other goodies that come along. I'm not sure exactly everything that goes with this. It's kind of not really explained very well, but it's there. We'll get Wrecker's reputation here with additional scrap value and an engineer. This one gives us $150 and we need 88 gigantic bees for research. I think I'm going to go with this one here. I want the research completed. This gives you increased reload speed and no XP gained. That's within that little circular region there. I think I need to be killing these big bees, so I want to focus on those things right there. Not the smaller ones, but the bigger ones. But you can see where the flat cannon just like totally decimates the packs of these things just because it stuns them and blasts them. Let's see. I'm not seeing any clouds. Kind of surprised. I'm not seeing cloud. Usually you see at least one cloud that like puts fires out and stuff like that. Arrows indicate where the enemies are coming in from. And these are fairly effective weapons against these monsters here. These critters. Glad I went with the faster reload speed because I'm just unleashing hell on these things. Popping bugs. All right, so we're through that. That wasn't too bad of a wave. Okay, I don't think I want to swap doctrines. I can afford an escort now if I want. We can also swap out. That's a lot longer reload time. This is a lot closer range, but I think I want to swap out the cannon for the Gatling gun, and then we'll upgrade this. We can do continuous fire or more damage. I like a lot of fire rate, so we'll do that. We can water cool it eventually. We can also upgrade our XP gain, so we can gain a lot more XP. And I don't want to take off range, so we don't want to do that. But we can gain, I try to stick with the positive, so we can get +5 speed, +5 turn speed. We'll go ahead and add that. Maybe do a quick refresh here and see if there's anything good. Accuracy per stunned enemy. All right, we'll take that. And engineering training gives us faster repair speed and cheaper weapon upgrades. We'll go with that. Sometimes that'll make these upgrades light up because you've reduced the cost of it. All right, and yeah, we can't do the skyboats yet, so we'll go into the next round. We can get a random weapon upgrade. I think we'll go ahead and do clockwork cubes. I have to start chugging around. Sometimes the weapons mean you have to stay a little bit closer. Yeah, we're not doing a tremendous amount of damage here. But it seems like we're going to have to stay a little bit closer to some of these things too because we don't have the range. I'd like to have a longer range weapon. That way I don't have to worry about it. Because like these guys will do this quick charge. And I can only shoot so far. I only have so much range. So I think I want to focus on something with a bit more range, like maybe 800 or 1,000, probably 800. I'll probably ditch the mines, although that's, I suppose, what the mines do. I have caught fire. You'll notice that I'm taking damage. You'll notice the screen changed color. See, we're like we're laying mines and stuff, but that's more of a, I guess I'd have to take that more into account than I do currently. As far as like laying the minefield and then drawing all the enemies into it. I'm not really playing into the mines that I have right now. Let's see here. What could we do? We don't have the money to swap out just yet. And this thing's not going to sell for very much. That's 240. That's not going to get me there. This is a module, this metallurgist, so I could sell one of my XP gains and get more damage out of it if I wanted. Like this monstrous figurehead stuns enemies if I upgrade that. This one makes enemies afraid. I haven't messed around with the afraid part of it yet. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to mess with any of this. We're just going to skip right over to either dragons, which catch you on fire, or gargoyles. So this will give me an engineer. And also I will add, I don't think there's a way to go back to the previous screen. Once you're at this screen, you're kind of stuck going forward. We'll go ahead and do gargoyles. These are not, oh, these spit acid. That's the thing. I don't think they catch you on fire, but I don't think you want to be hit by them either. There are different perks you'll get too, that if you have to repair yourself, it'll start shooting faster, which I thought was a really cool perk. And combine that with the clouds there's some little area AoE type effects that you get into and you'll catch fire. You can actually take damage yourself. Like this increases reload speed, but yeah, we're still seeing that same one. But there was ones that I got in that I would catch fire and take a little bit of damage, so I'd dive into it and come back out, which would kick in the repair portion and then make my reloads go faster. Next thing you know, I'm popping off fire left and right. So you can actually use the mechanics to your advantage with certain modules that you can get or perks or whatever. Drawing down on the last few seconds of this one here. Wave 9. And we survived. So let's see. We've got a little bit of money. We get an engineer for free. So that's increased repair speed, decreased upgrade costs. So I want to buy that. I want to make sure and have that before I do anything. And let's see here. What do we want to do? I think this has got an 800 range. I can sell that for 120, so that's 321. That's still not enough to buy that. I need to not spend anything for a minute. So I'm not going to buy anything. I'd like to get this heavy cannon. So we'll just swap over to this. Now I've got a choice between the local Navy, which increases my record. Okay, we got something else to talk about here. So we could do the dragon one. There's no reason to do dragons here. It gives me $70 and some whatever the other stuff is, but no reputational increase. If I go down to the local Navy, I get two options. So I can either side with the wreckers and get +1 wrecker and -1 law and order. So I would, whatever the -1 law and order means, but we're also going to defend wreckers from the Navy. Allies are the wrecker grenadiers. So the wrecker grenadier, two wrecker grenadiers are going to support me. They're like little escorts that are going to fly along. If I choose to fight alone, I don't get any of the benefits. If I go with this, I get the scavenger saw, 30% scrap value. I get reputation with the wreckers and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with this one and do this just because it's going to give me the reputation. Now, the wrecker ships are these gray looking cylinder things flying around, and the Navy is the little bee looking ones with they look like bees to me, but they're on fire, but the little blue and white ones there. Of course, they've got two different styles of ships. I think the bigger ones are the ones that I need to kill for my research, I believe. And we're taking a little bit of damage, but my escorts are going off and doing their damage. These escorts are only on this map because it's just for this particular run. We've got a decent pile of XP building up. Let's see if I can get the money popped up together here. Oh, and I also should add I don't think there's a shift W to make your ship go faster. I think it just moves at the speed. The way you adjust the speed of your ship is through the modules and stuff that you add, whether it makes the speed go faster or slower. Let's see. We could upgrade the doctrine for increased fire rate and XP. That is going to be a good XP upgrade. The scavenger saw. Let's do this. We're going to sell this thing. That's going to give me 120. I'm going to buy this thing. Then I'm going to sell that off to get my 150. So that gives me a little strategy here. I want to buy this heavy cannon, and I'm not able to upgrade it, but I want to upgrade my doctrine. So that's going to give me a lot of XP gain and some additional fire rate. I'd also like to, what can we do here? I don't know that I want to upgrade the figurehead. It's not giving me more XP. We could do afraid or stun. I'm not sure what those do. Like afraid. I'm not sure what afraid does. I don't think I want to upgrade that at this point. I do want to upgrade damage and explosion damage. So we'll take that. And we could do full metal jacket, but this says for piercing weapons. I don't believe I've got anything that pierces at this point. So I don't think that's a worthwhile upgrade, although we could save it for later. We could add a skyboat. So we'll go ahead and add that. That's going to be an escort. And then we'll do the next wave, which is going to be anarchists. This is actually going to give me +1 to law and order, even though I've got -1. So that'll negate that. Let's go ahead and do this one. This is the only option that I have. But you'll see my escort flying around, and this cloud that I'm in, it doesn't have an effect on it. I thought some of these did. When you're in this cloud, it extinguishes fires. It's up in the upper left there. Extinguishes fires and decreases visibility. Decreasing visibility, I presume, to affect your accuracy. So you don't want to be in it if you want to be accurate, I think. Unless it means that you're... I don't know if decreased visibility affects both the accuracy you have and the enemy accuracy. I'm not sure. I don't fully understand that part yet. It's not really spelled out, so I have to kind of guess. But we're on fire, so we can duck into this cloud, put our fire out. Actually, we won't even catch fire if we get hit with those things. Let's see. There was an effect over here somewhere. Nope, this is just a station to fly around. Like that little station looking thing didn't have any effect associated with it. Okay, back out into here. We could add a command post. We'd have to give up one of these, but we could get a command post to get an additional escort slot. I've only got one, so no reason to mess with that. I don't want to have to stop, so I don't really want to take this. Firefighting, we'll go ahead and take that. That adds to my list down here. And we could do rapid repurposing. Wreckage picked up in the last 4 seconds is increased repair speed. We'll go ahead and do that just because it makes the repair goes a little faster. Do a quick refresh here. Engineering training, yes, absolutely. We'll go ahead and take that. We could swap out this XP gain, one of these XP gains for the scavenger hub, which gives you increased scrap value and gather range. I think I'll go ahead and do that. I'll get rid of this figurehead and we can buy the scrap hub. That means we're going to get additional scrap, which means more money. Combining the XP gain that we're getting from the Doctrine and the Aerial Academy, that gets us more XP. This gets us more money. So we'll go ahead and do that. Next wave is either fungus, +1 cultists. We get the Blessing of the Worm reward, or we can go kill bees. Bees take us over to Clockwork Wasp, which gives experimental ammunitions, additional scrap value, +1 to wreckers. I think we'll go this route. We'll do the bees because that gets us into the wasps, and we get research for doing bee slaughter. Go ahead and set our motion here. This thing's got aura around it, increased reload speed, no XP. I'd like to gain XP though, so I'll stay out of that. Stunning the monsters works really well. We're also on wave 12. I think this goes to about wave 18. What are we at on time here? That's a fairly long video. This might be a little bit longer video this time around. I'll go ahead and show a full run up until I actually die. I don't remember whether this was labeled hard or very hard or what, but we're chewing through these, so fairly easy. There are times where there's too much on the screen and I just end up dying. I've not actually completed a run yet. I usually either die somewhere in this wave range or to the final boss and just get smoked. I think there's multiple final bosses too. And we haven't seen a boss yet either. Okay, let's see here. Gunnery officer, increased fire rate and accuracy. We'll go ahead and take that. And we've got enough money. We can do ammunition for repaired in the last 4 seconds, increases damage and explosion damage. We'll go ahead and take that. We'll go ahead and take the speed one here. And we still have, well, we've got XP. 20% hit radius. An enemy becomes scared every 0.6 seconds. We'll go ahead and take that. Take advantage of all this. We can do a refresh, see if there's any other XP. Reduced enemy speed and reduced enemy shot speed. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take that. And let's see, we can do reinforced hull, but it reduces our speed. I'm going to leave things as they are. We'll go to the next wave. I think I wanted to go to wasps. This one gives me a heavy fighter as a reward. This one gives me wrecker reputation and experimental ammunition, so we'll go ahead and go this way. It's killing both the same thing, I think, so let's go this route. Cloud for extinguishing fires. I don't think we have to worry about fires so much through these guys. But there's multiple clouds here. Looks like all these clouds offer the same ability to put fires out, which is really cool. Unfortunately, it's coming up on monsters that don't set you on fire, so it's kind of, not really that useful. At least on this map. With these, well, at least with these monsters, at any rate. Let's see here. I think I need to kill these things. I definitely noticed the increased speed of the ship. This thing's moving a lot faster. And we're winding down that run. So what do we get here? We get ammunition, so we get that thing for free, so we're doing additional damage as we repair. We could do propellers if we wanted to swap a module out. That's going to increase speed. I don't think I want to mess with it. We do a flamethrower. It's kind of a close range. I'm kind of happy with where we are range-wise. I wouldn't mind having another... Like, I wouldn't mind swapping out this water-cooled Gatling cannon, I guess. Which... we had the heated cannon before. I'll go ahead and sell that off. We'll buy this thing, and we'll go ahead and upgrade it. That means we're going to ignite things, do some decent damage, and catch them on fire. Let's see here. I don't think I want to save that anymore because we're not doing piercing. Let's see. What do we get here? Aerial torpedoes. 150 to 800. That's pretty cool. I'm going to hang on to that for a second. We'll come back to that. Terrifying figurehead gives you... Well, we've already dropped the figurehead. Let's see. Chemistry gives you explosion radius and explosion damage. Yes, please. And we could do a spotter plane for an additional $200. We'll take that. Sky idle less than half HP. I don't really want to add speed. Okay, we got to do pirates. Go ahead and do this one here. You'll notice this thing's kind of shooting off screen. That's because it's got that 800 range. So you don't have to be nearly as close or worry about taking, try to be in close to take damage. Definitely a more helpful experience. I haven't gone all melee yet, like trying to do the saws and stuff like that, especially when you get later game like this. These things start shooting and it's easy to catch fire or start taking a lot of damage and stuff. And then you have to wait for it to being repaired. Some of the little follower vessels you get will repair you as you take damage, so those are helpful also. Oh, and because I'm covering some of it up, but in the lower left-hand side, you'll notice that it's popping up the little bullet-looking things. When I do a repair, those will pop up and show that the bullets, the repair and last 4-second option, whatever that was, will pop up because I've done a repair recently. Let's see. Yeah, here's one of those repair skyboats. I think I want to swap out. I think I want to go ahead and swap out the flak gun. We'll buy the aerial torpedo and try this thing out. I can't upgrade it, but we've got a lot of XP. Let's see. Can we refresh a little bit and get some other XP? 20% escort damage taken in the last 6 seconds gives us 20% 20% escort fire rate. We'll go ahead and pick that up. Oh, I totally whiffed on that. Repair speed and weapon upgrade cost. We'll pick that up next time. Anyway, we'll go to the next one. We've got dragons and pirates. We'll go ahead with pirates. How many more do we have? Oh, there's the... No, there's still quite a bit. There's the guardian. Okay. All right, we'll do pirates on this one. Here's wind. So that yellow stuff is wind. Sometimes it'll do damage. Yeah, this is a sandstorm. It's going to do damage if you stay in it. So you don't want to be in that. And that's the thing that causes fires down there. So we want to avoid both of those. Oh, it's actually making these guys scared for whatever that's worth. Sometimes you'll get where the sandstorm's across half the map, so you got a really small area to go around in. Oh, the torpedoes. I forgot about that. Where are those things going to go? Oh, there it is. Okay. That's what the torpedo looks like going off. I've not used that before. Trying new things out. Quick, easy run. I don't think we got enough money to do... Oh, this is XP for this. Yes, we'll go ahead and pick that up first before I forget. Weak point elimination so we can get extra HP if we want. We'll go ahead and do that. And reinforced hull, more HP, less speed. I don't want to do that right now. Let's see. Gunnery training. I think we'll hang on to that. We'll do the next wave, sacrificial barge. This gives us less cultist rep, which is fine. We need to kill these for research, and we're going to get upgrades, trainings, and escorts. This cloud, what does this do? Okay, so the one with this one here that has the sparkly in it extinguishes fires. What's it say on here? Does damage and decreases visibility. So it also does damage. That's why it sparkles. Okay. I was going to say, I thought I saw some of those that showed clouds that did damage, but also put fires out and stuff like that. So that explains it. Don't want to get too near that, but I'm killing stuff over by it. Kill these guys off. They should be worth a little bit more scrap value. All right, that one's done. Let's see here. We will take this for whatever that's worth. We'll keep the appraisal one sitting there. Spotter plane. Do we have enough to buy this? So I'm going to go ahead and sell this, although we could upgrade. This makes enemies vulnerable and stuns them with grenades, which this is just a $600 upgrade to get to the same thing. So we'll go ahead and do that. Then let's see here. We've got gunnery officer. We'll go ahead and buy that. And I think we'll just continue on. Navy, we'll go fight the Navy. Help the Wreckers defeat a Navy battleship. All right. We've got 3 different Wrecker Grenadiers we're going to have as escorts. Then we're going to get a random escort upgrade. -1 to Law and Order and +1 to Wreckers, which it doesn't say what the Wreckers do. Oh, probably because +3 is giving me... Maybe that's how it goes. So because I've got a +3, I get 3 allies in it. And maybe the Mad Scientist +1 is where I get the upgrade from, potentially. Maybe that's how that goes. All right, we have to take down a boss battle. So you'll see the red bar in the upper right. That is for the boss itself, once that shows up. I don't think that's... Oh, that's him right there. He's dead and gone. So that's over with. Sometimes you'll see a couple of those show up. That's this boss. There's like a big... can't even think of the word for it. Big bug. There's a giant bug that flies around that's a boss too. Can't think of the name of the bug. At any rate, there's various kinds of boss types. I think each faction has their own boss. So I think each faction has like small ships, medium ships, large ships, things like that. Like they have different size ships, different bosses. Like these are probably medium-sized ships that we just slaughtered over there. Let's see here. That thing got its upgrade. We don't have enough for that. Let's see. More accuracy for $100. Yeah, sure, we'll take that. And force modernization. I don't have enough for this, but I definitely want to grab that. That's a lot of XP, but it gives me -20% upgrade and escort upgrade cost. So we'll go ahead and grab that when we can. Go ahead and do the next wave. Now I get a choice between... sacrificial barges. I kind of want to do that for research. Help them defeat this. We get a Wrecker Grenadier. We get I guess that doesn't track. So I've got +4 Wreckers, but I only get 3 Wrecker Grenadiers on here. Upgrades and trainings advanced. We can also do the Wasp thing for auto-loading guided missiles. Huh. This leads to samples for the Mad Scientist. We get another Mad Scientist. And I need to kill only 4 of those for research. I think I'll go to this route, looking ahead. We'll go this way. I don't really care about the reward that I get from this leg of the run, but I'll take what I get from the next one. I don't know if I get any research off of this or not. But the rewards for the next one look promising, and I get some research for that, so we'll go that route. This ship is pretty maneuverable, all told, with the extra speed and everything on it. It's actually not moving too bad. I collect as much of this stuff as I can here. Yep, didn't get over there in time. Okay, we could upgrade this to explosive shell for more damage, and we get this auto-guided missile. Okay, this thing has a massive range. Let's get rid of the torpedo and grab that thing there, which has got thermobaric missile upgrade for larger explosion radius, or swarm missiles for rapid fires. Yeah. All right, we'll do that upgrade here soon. Okay. Nowhere near enough XP. Yeah, it'd be great to be able to get these. Chemistry for explosion radius and damage. Yes, please. And I think... Oh, here's another option you get too. You can buy shore leave, which gives you additional XP. So if I was fairly close to buying this, I could grab this for a couple hundred XP. It converts your money to XP, and then you've got additional XP to use. But not going to mess with that. We'll go to the next wave. I wanted to come down here. And we're going to fight these things. There is... Oh, look at that torpedo or missile. Yes, please. There is a boss coming out. You can see it in the upper right. Don't know where he is. Oh, we do know where he is. When you see... There he is right there. Oh, get out of that. The little triangles that show where the enemies are coming in at, the hollow triangle is the boss that you're going to fight. So we do know where they're coming in from. Oh, look at all that XP. We might be able to get that reduced cost thing. Okay, what do we get here? Oh, we get energy shields, +4 shields. Okay, at this point, I'm going to sell off the XP module, and I'm going to grab that because it's going to give me shields. We are going to... Let's see, this upgrade is 1,666. I don't know if this is going to get me there, but I'm going to go ahead and grab this force modernization. Still not quite there. I'd have to sell something off, but... We're kind of running out of... We're out of time here, so to speak. I'm going to sell this thing off. That does light that up. So we'll go ahead and... Do I want the damage? Yes, we'll do explosion. We'll do the thermobaric, and then we'll buy the gun skyboat. Okay, here's my thinking. We're on to the final boss. So I don't need all the XP gains and all that stuff. I need to get to this and fight this with additional modules and things like that. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, we're going to have to stay inside this. That's why I opted for the shield. So this is a different boss than... I think I've fought 2 or 3 different... This is like the 3rd different boss that I've fought, I think. Am I actually going to win this? Nope, 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 nope. Get away from that. Get away, get away. Arr, run, run. So the one boss I fought had a bunch of different phases to it, and I kept phasing it, but I couldn't get it killed. I was not able to finish it off. So we'll see where this one goes. It looks like this thing's got a lot of components to it. I'm gonna have to kill all these different components before I can kill the hull. Now I hope this thing doesn't just repair itself and come back together, because that's That's the problem I ran into before. The thing just kept fixing itself. Did I die? Did I win? Hey, we actually won. First time I've actually got a victory. Okay, so you do have to complete this to unlock captains. All right. Now we've completed some research. Win with a repair speed of at least once every 4 seconds. That added a page to the manual. Our completed research. We completed some other research. All right, so we got a bunch of stuff unlocked. Okay, cool. So if we go into the sailor's manual, this unlocks this shed 4847 unlocks this captain. All right, so now we get captains. And if we go back to the index, it's pointing at Guardian over here. This one's done, so we're going to unlock this energy focus module. And gives us some more text to read and go through. I think that's it. Oh, no, we got sorcery, so it unlocks this captain here. I was wondering about that. So the one patch we got had like all the captains straight up unlocked. And then the next patch, the captains kind of went away. And nothing else is blinking. So that's all done. So if I select another ship, I get a selection of captains. So that was just an interim patch that had all the captains available. So there's a whole bunch of captains. I don't know how many there were. There easily 2 rows or 2 columns of them, with like one column going all the way down. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's probably 12 or 15 different captains to get. Some give you, like this one gives you less XP gain, but bigger fire rate. I know the one that I picked gave like a really good XP and stuff like that, but I'll have to play more to unlock it. And that is the whole point of this game, is that the replay value that you get. So you not only do you unlock additional ships, you unlock captains, you unlock different modules, different components, research tab pages. Like the game's got a lot of replay value to it. And I have loved every second that I've played this. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. This is going to be a little bit longer of a video. I'm going to try to trim some things down here and there, but if you've stuck with it all the way through, I appreciate it. Give the game a look. I'll have a link to it down in the description below. That's going to do it for this one. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.